All right, hello there, people of the internet. My name is Udwur Jigero, and this is Political Headache. I am in the studio with Kennedy Obuya, right?
Yes, my
Kennedy
brother.
Obuya, how are you doing?
Fine, my brother.
Congratulations on taking an early lead.
Early leading is synonymous with, a lot of emotions around politics in the country.
Yeah, you
From
mean
2000,
politics? Politics in the
2007.
country or politics in Luo land? You have to be specific, Mr. Obuya.
People around our late Enigma,
Yes.
Baba. I was privileged in 2007 to be part of the presidential campaign secretariat.
Okay.
And when I remember when you mentioned the early lead, the 2007 clearly comes back to my mind, and it wasn't a good experience.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
There is a lot of trauma, obviously, that the Luo Nyanza has experienced in politics. And I just don't know, because mostly it is the winner that gets the trauma and carries forward the trauma. But I think there is a lady that told me that part of her depressions that has disturbed her over the years has always heightened or become worse during elections, especially the one for 2022 that got her in Kisumu, and Kisumu went quiet. In 2022 is the first time that Raila lost and there were no riots. Things just went quiet. Everybody just crawled to their coaches,
Yes.
stood there and just went numb completely.
Late Raila mentioned to his supporters that wake up early, go to the polling station and vote, the rest leave to me. And I am grateful that most of his supporters voted and did exactly like he mentioned. They waited for him, and he never, with emotions, he never challenged the outcome. He challenged it, though, very procedurally, legally. And once, he also lost in the Supreme Court. He said he does not agree with the outcome, but he accepts the laws, and he said, let's accept and move on. And at some point, I remember well, having been the opposite camp, Baba and his circle were very quiet. But at the individual level, I was privileged to have met with him at social places, at his house, and I shared a lot, and at least I understood what he stood for. And at some point, when the Sufuria movement came up, that is when we now, I believe the most supporters of Baba had now a time to vent out and speak about how they don't recognize the win of 2022. Yes.
Yeah, and it's also the time that actually Raila, for lack of a better word, lost 3 times in a row. He was lost to Ruto, and the Supreme Court lost, and then went to Addis Ababa and lost in Addis Ababa. And but looking at what Raila now is leaving has left a very big void. And one of the things that I want you to talk to me about is the politics now of Luo Nyanza. When I spoke with Owidi summed it that now that Raila is no more, Gladys Wanga is trying to be Raila. But also, Gladys Wanga, he went back a little bit to Jaramogi Oginga Odinga,
Yes.
dying and leaving a void that was supposed to be filled by Kijana Wamalwa
Yes.
and Kinorengo. And obviously, Raila wanted to be Jaramogi Oginga Odinga and ultimately became Raila Odinga. But according to Odoyo Oedi, Wanga trying to become Raila Odinga is just too fast and is stepping on so many toes on her way to becoming that.
Yes.
I want to ask you this. Do you think that Gladys Wanga is trying to become Raila Odinga?
My brother Jagero, I've been around. I've been around politics. I've been around politicians. I've been privileged to have worked closely with Baba Raila Odinga.
Yeah.
I began on a very low cadre position and up to the time that I left at some point in early 2022, I left as an elected ODM leader in Nairobi. And when I left to support President William Ruto, I've also been privileged to have worked with him since when he was in ODM, and also now as a presidential candidate in 2022 and now as president. I want to authoritatively speak about this. Number one, I am an Ilot.
Yes.
We are Luos. We have standard norms that has guided the structure of society leadership in the Luo community, right from Bar el Ghazal. In our history as Luos, we normally have structures of leadership. We all know that we have two levels of leadership in Luo. We have the Council of Leaders, the Care Council, Council of Elders. The Council of Elders is basically non-political. That is the standard.
Ceremonial.
Yes, it's more ceremonial, guiding community and also leading in worship and prayers, guiding on calamities, putting deterrence measures on unbecoming behaviors in society. But if you look at, now we have the leadership, which is more of a warrior leadership, people who the Luo call Joganga.
Yes.
Joganga. And
who are the Gangas?
Not Gangas. Joganga are people who have the warrior spirit in them to protect communities against external aggression, and also to front acquisition of space, politically, geographically, agriculturally, economic space. And in the modern times, post-colonial and after independence, when we had our geographical country as Kenya, the Luo community have actively participated in the leadership, which is more of a warrior-like. If you look at late Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, when he became a member of the Legislature, remember initially he reorganized the Care Council of Elders, which had collapsed when the Jokajok, Jokowin, Jokomolo, resurfaced in Kenya. And he re-established the Care Council of Elders, which when he became a member of the Legislature, he had to, co-opt and surrender the leadership to Care Joel Omer, to hold in brief, because to avoid conflict of interest as a member of the Legislature. Now, why did Jaramogi do this? He really knew, because he had dreams for the Luo community, that the Council of Elders was important for our infrastructure as a community. And equally, he believed that the warrior leadership, which now was given to another infrastructure of politics and leadership and governance in the modern independent Kenya. And this, he found another avenue to lead our people into economic freedom. And this, if you remember at independence, one of the things that Jaramogi wanted to fight was sickness, ignorance, and poverty. And this could only be gotten when he participated actively with within the structure of diversity of Kenya as a republic. And if you look at our history, we have never had, even at the Council of Elders, that a woman has become care of the Luo. The women folk would have a representative at the council. But there's no single day in the history of our community that a woman has led the Luo community. Politically, we have had serious women who had broken the jinx in the leadership of the Republic. We had Grace Onyango, we had Grace Ogot, we had Fiba CEO, who stood and constructively participated in the politics and governance of this nation. The rest is history. Now, Gladys Wanga, number one, it is important to understand what are within your limits. Historically, as a Luo, we do in our culture does not recognize women as warriors. Our culture does not recognize women as the head of the Council of Care. And you must be in the either side to lead the Luo nation. Her dreams are dreams, and it's not bad to have dreams. It's not bad to have ambitions, but it is dangerous to be of ambitious. So I would authoritatively tell that, number one, Gladys Wanga, our people, your people are not ready socially to be led by a woman. So the shoes of Raila Amolo Odinga, if I take you back again, in 1994, Raila was not his late father's preferred choice to lead Ford Kenya. If we all remember when Jaramogi had a soft spot for James Orengo, Martin Sikuku, and the rest. And he thought that, being a national, somebody who has championed the unity of Kenyan communities, he thought it wise that to go with somebody else who is not his son was the best. Not that he really hated Raila, but Raila being Raila. And also, there's one thing about the Luo community. We are normally guided by the spirits that led us to Kenya, the Kavirondo belt. We normally christen it Juogi. And Juogi normally picks and identifies individuals either as a warrior to lead the community or as a council member to lead to guide the community. And Raila Odinga, in around between 1993 and 1994, when there was a lot of tussle about leadership of Ford Kenya, he decided he made himself outside his father's delegated. He did not wait to have delegated power from his father. So Raila Odinga made himself by taking risks by defecting defecting and resigning from his position as MP for Langata, and defecting for his party and seeking a fresh mandate of his electorate in Langata constituency then with NDP. And we all remember it was not, that made Raila. In 1997, Raila gave a first stab at the presidency, and he nearly, with his party, got all the elective seats nearly the elective seats in Luo Nyanza. And that made Raila ways. Okay. The Raila of 1998 is the Raila who believed, if you can either way, the end justifies the means, win an election, either through consensus, post or after an election.
Do you think that is what Wanga is trying to do then, what Raila Odinga did?
The best thing that Wanga should do is to stop being Raila. Because Raila was Raila, he was not anybody. He never became anybody. Yeah. He found himself, his space, and he built himself, number one, on the perimeters of statesmanship. Okay. Now, if you look at Wanga, number one, the politics of Wanga is the politics of, capture and, take no prisoners. And that will not, I can see she's young, very vibrant and commands presence. But I don't think Wanga with that kind of politics, unless she has to change.
What is a kind of politics? Having been there, what is a kind of politics?
The politics of Wanga, as the chair for UDA in Homa Bay County, at some point, it's on the archives of both medias. Wanga said that sitaki kuona kitu yoyote inaitwa UDA kama inaongea hapa Homa Bay. I speak as the governor and also the chairperson for ODM. And is
that post broad-based government?
Yes, that was post broad-based. That was at some point before the late Ongondo Were died after some burial in Gendia, where they met head on, the party leader of ODM then and the UDA team at Kir Joas Koyo's home. One of the wives had passed on. And a few days later, the Wanga mentioned this. After the late Honorable Ngondo Were was slain, Wanga also, made this emotional statement. And with a position as the chairperson for ODM and a governor, that's a very influential position. And we all know that the dominating political party for a long time now has been ODM in Nyanza. But that does not. There's our constitution of 2010, which was informed by the 1991 repealing of Section 2A, that gave us, we have a social multi-party democracy practice. And in 2010 constitution, there's no section of the law that zones any region of the republic to party X or Y.
Okay.
You understand? So the community, ODM that Wanga leads as the chairperson, and our community, we have fought so much for the democratic gains that we have in the republic. So if you want to have at the national level a voice to ask questions and also to have space, why is it that when it comes to Luo Nyanza, we want to say that multi-party democracy ends in Awasi and in
so then what does that make her as a leader?
I would say that would make her a very despotic leader, someone who fears competition.
Okay.
Because we all know Wanga has not properly had, she's been very privileged to have, existing delegated influences.
Where does her privilege come from? Because I want to take you back to what you said.
Yes.
You said that you left ODM just 6 months before election.
Yes.
I want to take you back there, but I want you to answer this one first. And then I want to take you back there,
Yes.
then rope in a few things that are happening this chance. Because what you said to me is very important to me. That's what I want to go back to.
Yes. You want to take me back to what?
I want to take you back to the time that you left ODM.
Yes.
And joined
Yes,
UDA.
as your UDA, yes.
And a few people have done that.
Yes.
In Luo Nyanza.
Yes.
But very countable. You find Kennedy Ubuya in Homa Bay.
Yes.
You find Odoyowid in Kasepol. You find another one, another Kennedy Utieno, someone Kennedy who? Kennedy. I've forgotten the Honorable Kennedy somebody. Somewhere else.
There's so many Kennedys.
Yes,
Yeah.
but the one that's recently bolted from his small party into ODM.
Oh, that must be one Kennedy Undiek.
Kennedy Undiek. Kennedy Undiek.
Yes.
And then you will find somebody in Siaya.
Yeah.
So in a whole election on a whole presidential election,
Yes.
you might find just about 6 people coming out and saying that they are in another party. But the rest of the people will be in line with ODM. I want to ask you this question.
Yes.
If you are bold enough to answer it, why did you bolt from ODM?
Thank you. How did I end up in UDA?
Yes. How did you end up there? And why have some people in Lowland decided to break away from the mold?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, number one, we all know that I have been elected in this city by ODM ticket. I have participated all the way from the Constitutional Review Commission and BOMAS when we are trying to push for the new constitution, all the way from 2003, 2005. And I also participated actively in the YES Secretariat. I was one of the key people, the Joint Secretariat at KICC at the plenary and first floor. I participated moving around the nation with Raila Odinga, doing public participation and picking views of Kenyans on how they want their constitution to be. And when the popular vote availed the new constitution 2010 for Kenyans, I know what it says. And the rule of law requires that we have the right to association, the freedom of speech, the right to make democratic choices, the right to elect leaders that we want. And that spirit, I did not find it ODM, the way ODM conducted the party primaries in 2022. Nearly 90% of Nyanza, there were leaders who were given a direct ticket. And when you want to give direct ticket, there's no point of declaring and attracting contestants for your party to pay to pay for an exercise that is not going to exist.
Everybody that goes for nomination pays.
You have to pay. As
How much?
a member of parliament in ODM, I paid 275,000.
275,000 to go for nomination.
To go for nomination. And if the party, and I believe, because you cannot just wake from nowhere to go and commit your money to become a candidate at a political party primaries. You must have collected views as a politician, as an individual of your community that you want to represent. People must have told you, but we think you can try this. And ODM must have identified that in area XY, these are our political party members, and I strongly believe they should, if they want to give, which is also, very constitutional. If they want to give direct tickets, it's constitutional. But I only pray that they could have done their perceived opinion polls early enough, and invited members in time. Like in this constituency and region XY, we are not going to conduct party primaries. So do not commit your money and interest. We have identified in order of the population, and in order of popularity. These are the people that we have done an opinion poll on, and these are the people that we feel can deliver for the party. With that spirit, nobody would feel agitated. Nobody would feel, shortchanged. So the feeling of getting shortchanged and also the feeling of pushing leaders on the throats of the community, that is one of the things that I said, like, ODM was my party. I don't want to be a crybaby. And in honor of my good friend, my mentor, Raila Odinga, I did a letter. I resigned. I took to the party secretariat. I gave him a copy at his Capitol Hill office, and I had about 40 minutes time with him, and I explained it to him. He actually gave me again a direct ticket to come back and lead in Maradaima, where I was elected before. But I said, I have dreams. I want to grow politically. And I also
gave you a direct ticket for MCA. For
MCA, where I was elected before, in Maradaima. And I said, I have engaged our community. I will run as an independent, and to grow, I want also to run with your opponent, who is also your friend, William Ruto. So he just laughed and smiled and said, well, he never gagged me. He told, okay, I wish you the best of luck, but always remember home is here. So I went and I got space around Dr. William Samuel Ruto at a time that people did not believe that Ruto would become president. So a few of us who believed in him, I ran as an independent because already time had elapsed.
And there was a UDA candidate already.
There was a UDA candidate, so we had no candidates, but I could not, constitutionally, I could not join another political party and contest because of the time limits.
Oh, you were time barred.
I was time barred because remember, I was a candidate in Karachuonyo, and I was still having a position here in Nairobi. Yeah, because I had to lead even after elections. Still, the next MCA was sworn in and I hand over. So I was running my constituency here in Nairobi at the same time campaigning. And campaigning as an independent against ODM in Luo Nyanza in 2022 was not an easy thing.
Was not, yeah.
It was not an easy. One of the things, I am a go-getter. I came to Nairobi with only a pair of shoes and a pair of trousers. And I am a city father to date. And why was I? Why I've become? Because I'm a permanent good resident of Nairobi with a good character.
Yeah.
That's why overwhelmingly I was elected in a party that was not very popular in Bakassi South.
Which was what?
ODM.
ODM.
Yes.
Was not popular there.
The 90%, 65% of residents are members of Wiper and Kikuyu-dominated parties, and they voted for me overwhelmingly, and by then I was the organizing secretary for ODM in the constituency, the Great Embakasi.
Okay.
And when I left, They lost all the political seats other than my successor, whom I equally participated in the election because it was someone who was so dear to me.
So then, that is understandable. And do you think that most of the people this is a quick answer. Do you think most of the people that have broken away from the from ODM are people that have been denied tickets all over the years?
That is the true nature. People who have broken. Tell me someone who has never, who has left ODM, be it people from the coast who have not made it. People who broke away from what ODM then stood for. Look at Wetangula. Look at Mudavadi. Look at William Ruto. He's president. He was a deputy, he was a deputy party leader for ODM. Look at Amason Kingi. Look at Aisha Juma, became a cabinet minister. Till the restructuring of cabinet came up, and when you look at all this, and there's nothing wrong with we have a multi-party democracy practice in the republic, and there's this idea that normally a few people within the political elite in Nyanza, this labeling and profiling of politicians and leaders who does not subscribe to ODM leadership, that they are sellouts to community, they are traitors. And we had actively many leaders in 2022 mentioning that even if you even hata wakishinda hawatatangazwa. And this is a very painful thing that that has built a serious voter apathy in Nyanza, because every leader in every community, there's a son or a daughter somewhere who is doing some community work to their people.
I want to ask you something, and I hope that you're going to be bold enough to answer this question, or also if you're not bold, you might decide not to answer it.
Yes.
How does one become an ODM nominee in Nyanza? What are some of the things that you had to do to become the nominee? The reason why I'm asking this is that we have seen people that are extremely popular on the ground.
Yes.
But at the point of nomination, their names come number 4 or number 3. There is the bitter pill, I think, to swallow here. Yeah. And this issue is connected very much to the family of Raila Odinga then. And I remember there is a gentleman who told me that he will never vie for anything in Nyanza under the ODM ticket until Raila dies, which was a very unfortunate statement. And this is what he told me, that when I was waiting to meet Raila Odinga at his current home, I was waiting and my car was on idling at a Shell petrol station. All right? Yeah. Around Karen.
Yes.
And I was being told on phone that I am actually supposed to come in, but there is a meeting that is going on. And in a few minutes I'll be called in. The gentleman told me that he later went in and went in with money to give. And then, unbeknownst to him, this he would realize later on, that actually the person that was there at that time was the man that was later handed the ticket to. So, and these are stories that we've heard over and over, and they begin to sound like myths, the mythical stories.
Yes.
So, how then does someone become an MP nominee for ODM in Nyanza, or a governor?
In Nyanza?
Yes.
Number one, I participated at the ODM party primaries. I got elected in Nairobi, and it was very competitive. Nobody asked me for money, and in every political party you won't find cartel. You will always find cartels.
Yes.
Wannabes, people who associate with the leadership of all political parties, who would want for personal gains, like give me money, I'm going to give you ticket. You know, those ones are there. But I want to tell you authoritatively that nobody asked me for money to get my ticket. Even though there are people who tried to deny me my ticket, my win, and I used very, very, very excessive force, which is on record. They were not very good, and they gave me, actually they brought to where I was. They gave a ticket to a rider to bring to where I was so that I could cease fire, and you know, because I know that is not what Raila stood for. And I also want to tell you that there are people who have been around Raila who have abused the privileges of unlimited access to his influence. These people have messed so many party primaries. So there are people who have been around Raila who have really misrepresented what it stands for. And there's a lot of people who have widely said that they gave out money, still they were shortchanged. So those are issues that has built people like us to come out strongly in Luo Nyanza and build ourselves around Dr. William Samoei Ruto. That does not mean that we hated Raila Odinga. If you look at our politics in Luo Nyanza, we stopped speaking about Raila, the personality. We stopped speaking about ODM, but we began by having a conversation about national government deliverables. What is it there for Luo community? Do we believe that we can participate again? Can we build another young, vibrant leader to succeed Raila Amolo Odinga, so that in the near future, it will be our community pride that what we have stood for as a community to give Kenyans space to publicly speak, which was not there before. Because if you look at the modern Kenya, post-independent Kenya, the community that have shed more blood on the fighting on the streets for Kenya to have the gains that we have today, it is the Luo community. They are leading. And also the better part of Western Kenya communities. And on that strength, we don't want the blood of the innocent Luos who have been shed to have these gains. And back at home, you want to gag us that it is only at Jokanyanam or to I not a chiel. You know, that phrase, you know, we are going to fight it head on. And we are going to engage the Luo community constructively without fear that we must collectively and individually agree that the power to elect leaders belongs to the people at the grassroots level. And that is the delivery that we are really pushing so hard to make sure that we hand over back the power of electing leaders to the people.
All right, people of the internet, I hope that you're enjoying this episode very much. And I just had a break to tell you about my new book. You know, everybody says that there is no job, and that is true. Also, that was me 10 years ago. The problem is that everybody is trying to get a job in their town, in their city, in their marketplace. They ask friends for jobs, mothers call uncles, uncles call brothers, but there are no jobs. Let me tell you what no one is telling you. Jobs migrated online. What I actually mean is there are many, many jobs around the world and there is no one to do them except you. I work for Americans myself. I work for Europeans. I work for the Chinese. I work for the Australians. I work for the Canadians. And so, because I have done so much for myself, I said to myself, you know what? I should compile what I've been doing for the last 15 years. So in 2024, I wrote a digital book called Goldmine 18 Hustles for Africans. And then in 2025, AI came. People say AI is taking away our jobs. And for me, I'm going to say false. There are actually AI jobs. Jobs are not being taken by AI, but there are new jobs online that are there because of AI. Now, mimi ni nani? I created more jobs. And for now, in my new book, we have 25 online and offline jobs that you can leverage on if you do not have a job. So So in this powerful volume 2, I share 25 new actionable online hustles specifically researched and tailored for Africans. My new book provides clear step-by-step guidance drawing from my extensive experience and research, including the mistakes I've made and lessons I've learned over the 15 years that I have worked online. So, what can you do online? You can become an executive assistant for busy folks in Europe, America, Canada, and get paid for tasks like watching videos and taking online surveys. Okay? You can build a lot of things. Build a business as a virtual assistant, start an e-commerce shop without capital, be an affiliate marketer, or you can also become actually an English tutor and tens of AI jobs. If you have a job, that is fine. But I also know that you can buy this book for that brother, for that sister, for that mother, for that cousin, for that husband who is watching Netflix all day at home. Buy it for your friend who is always asking for cash. You know that friend. Now, all the information is on the description below. You can also inbox me, you can WhatsApp me, or go to my website, which is oduorjigero.co.ke. And now, back to programming. Let's go back then to Luo Nyanza.
Yes.
We have, I don't know if you'll agree with me, but it appears to me that we've got several centers of power in ODM right now. We have Wanga as a center of power in ODM. We have people who are very quiet and are not involved in the bickering, so to speak, that is going on.
Yes.
So we have Wanga, who is in Homa Bay. We have a Nyang Yung, who has been a friend of Raila for a very long time. We have the CIR governor, Mr. James Agri Reng, who has also been a very big participant of in ODM.
Yeah.
And then we have people that are sprinkled all over the country. We have Abdul Swamad at the coast. We have Joho, who said that kikiumana kiumani, kila mtu aende na
Kama mbaya mbaya.
Kama mbaya mbaya.
Yes.
And I'm thinking where I am sitting is that the people in ODM right now are thinking about a consolidation, whereby at the point of nomination, some elements in ODM will still want other people to win nomination. For example, I would think that Wanga would want her people, MPs around Homa Bay, to be aligned to her. And those are the people that she may push to win nomination in that area.
Yes.
So that she can get support.
Yes.
And I am just wondering, because even though you are in UDA, you are still in ODM by blood. You understand?
That's debatable.
Yeah.
That's very debatable. I hear you.
I feel like even if you are not on ODM, your brothers and your sisters are in ODM. They are there, and any pain they carry from ODM is going to affect you.
That's true.
Correct?
That's true.
And even you would want democracy anywhere, even if you are not there, because this is one country. What do you think is going to happen to the nominations? Who is going to hold sway? Is it going to be Gladys Wanga? Is it going to be Oburu Odinga? And where is Ida Odinga? And where is Winnie Odinga?
I want to call out Gladys Wanga strongly, because Gladys Wanga is my personal friend.
Okay.
This is someone who was, long before she became governor, they invited me to her home, prepared a beautiful fish, and we ate with my wife and her husband. And, we shared a lot of, dreams together. And I think we are also age mates. We fall in the same age bracket. And I want to tell Gladys Wanga that, you must change. Why am I saying this? Because Gladys Wanga and ODM is their institutions. ODM is a serious institution led by Dr. Oburu Odinga and Gladys Wanga and others. They're our partners in the broad-based structure of government. And William Ruto, my party leader, needs people. And I subscribe to what Dr. William Ruto stands for: inclusivity. And I will push Gladys Wanga to be as inclusive as what Raila Odinga stood for and what Dr. William Ruto stands for. If you look at the most recent by-election in Kasipul, let us call a spade a spade. Look at the party primaries. It was marred by violence.
Can you, for people who do not understand it, because
Yes.
a lot of people do not understand what exactly happened during the nominations. What exactly happened during nominations?
I was in Nairobi, but I watched closely, being that I also lead Homa Bay.
Yeah.
For UDA, and I have members in Kasipul constituency, and it is on record that one gentleman called Ogada, who was a candidate, his vehicles were stoned, were demolished. His hospital, which is actually one of the leading private hospitals and actually is giving nearly free health cover for most needy cases across Homa Bay County. This hospital with the patients, it was vandalized. And you know, we also saw on social media, you know, somewhere a group of pupils being given ballot papers to vote for a specific candidate in the party primaries. Then the irony came when we saw the results. In a party primary, one candidate got 18,000 votes in a party primary. Then when the by-election came, this same candidate who got in a party primary got 18,000 votes. After he became a broad-based candidate, he only ended up getting 16,000 votes. So what happened? You know, we have the way party primaries.
Can I ask you something about?
Yes.
In fact, that's the question I wanted to ask you. How
Yes.
they run?
Yeah.
Because some people are saying, for example, in Nyakaja, I think they were having a tablet where people would long press on the candidate, their preferred candidate. And a lot of people were complaining then that you would not see any tick popping after long pressing. You will not see selected after long pressing. But now you're talking about a ballot. Did they change it to now physical ballots?
Yes, there are ballots. There are ballot papers. Normally, they have the KM kits that is normally to identify if you're a party member, if you're a voter.
Okay.
So the KM kits are normally there to help in identifying. I think that's also with the IBC as well. So the KM kits were basically for identification because I'm not a member of ODM, but I have constituents who were very closely monitoring what was happening because it was an election of interest to me as UDA chair in Homa Bay, and also as someone who believe in broad-based government, and being that ODM is an institution that is very important to us as Kenya Kwanza. So when I saw that happening, I said, you know, there were a lot of underlying issues, and if at all the 18,000 people voted in, let's give the benefit of doubt for the guy who led, that's Boyd Were. And if 2,000 of them and others did not turn up to vote for him again in the main by-election, that shows there's something wrong. Why the apathy? And you know, we cannot, in 2022, 760,000 registered voters in Luo Nyanza did not vote for any presidential candidate. They didn't vote for Ruto. They didn't vote for.
They went ahead and chose the people. They voted for an MCA governor and left the other one.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. If you look at the governors, most governors in Homa Bay, Wanga got more votes than Raila Odinga, than William Ruto. You understand why the apathy? These are underlying historical issues that we must come out and call out our leaders. We must have a radical change to, number one, how we conduct our party primaries. ODM is a strong institution. I have been a member of ODM before. I would not wish ODM to die anytime soon. I would want ODM to be stronger. A stronger ODM partner with UDA is a stronger broad-based government.
The strength of ODM, the strength of ODM, I think, relies going forward on what they do. In Mombasa, Winnie Odinga said that we must have a NEC meeting and come up with the bona fide party member, party leader, the person that's elected by the people.
Yes.
Babu Owino, who is very strong in the entire nation and also in Luo Nyanza, also echoed her words. Oburu Odinga student said, my daughter, we can always talk about these things as a family back home. And the people across the country were wondering, why would we talk about politics back at home? So what now happens? Because we have not heard from Winnie again. What for it to be strong, even in the nominations, then we must have a leadership. The issue of Oburu becoming the party leader is against the constitution of the party itself, that for you to come up with a party leader, there has to be a NEC, which never happened. And according to people that are close to ODM, they were saying that the election, quote unquote, of Oburu Odinga was like back in 2017, where he was sworn in at night. So what happens now? What is your opinion of who should run ODM right now?
I've been around. Number one, when was the last time ODM conducted any election for the leadership?
And that bolsters my point.
Yes. Now, I participated. I'm one of the champions for the creation of OIDL, the Orange Young Democratic League. Myself and a few others, the likes of Benson Musungu, who is the Young Democrats Secretariat at the Orange House. We have Honorable Mohammed from Western. We have many others. We have John Ketora, who was actually my first deputy, the creation of the first elected Orange Democratic Leagues in the year 2011. And when we participated in the restructuring of ODM, that was the last election that we had in Bomas, when Engineer Philip Okundi was the chairperson for the National Election Board. And that was the last proper election that ODM had. The next election that was supposed to be to have happened was, I think, around 2012 at Kasarani. And we all remember what happened to that must have been around, was it 2012, when Ababu Namwamba wanted some position, that ballot boxes were kicked in the Kasarani Stadium by the so-called men in black. That was the last properly anticipated national election for ODM, which never materialized. All this while, ODM, through consensus, has been having leaders appointed to represent. Mbadi was not elected, and he was the longest chair after Henry Kosgei, longest chair to lead ODM for nearly 10 plus years. Raila was elected through consensus to be the party leader. At some point, Simbarati had tried and expressed interest to run against Raila Odinga, and he was not stopped. There was actually a consensus. I want to tell the members of ODM and my good sister Winnie that, number one, ODM is a public institution. They are stakeholders, but that does not mean that Dr. Burudinga, Dr. Burudinga, by all standards, is Raila's elder brother. And if it is about family, he also has equal rights. But I also stand with Winnie that, it is important to take to the court of the stakeholders through NDC to decide who leads ODM moving forward. I also don't think Dr. Burudinga is afraid of facing that. But how I pray, as someone who was very close to Raila Odinga, that we give Dr. Buru, Winnie, and all these people, they give Dr. Buru, because in politics, Burudinga's appointment.
Mr. Obuya,
yes.
You might be having a brother, correct?
Yes.
Or a sister.
Yes.
This phone belongs to you.
Yes.
The one on the table.
Mm.
And if God forbid
Yeah.
that you are no more,
Yes.
this phone does not go to your brother.
Yes.
This phone,
Next of kin. The next of kin.
yeah, this phone goes to your daughter.
Yes.
And the estate of Raila included ODM because remember, Mr. Uya, remember,
Yes.
after the referendum of 2005, Kibaki suffers defeat in the hands of Raila Odinga, Kalonzo Musyoka, and the rest of them, the Pentagon, correct? Yes.
Kalonzo was not there.
Kalonzo was not there. Kalonzo was there.
Yeah.
Kalonzo was there because
Yeah.
the reason why Kalonzo was there,
He participated in the election.
he participated in the Chungwa.
Yes.
Chungwa.
Oh, the 205.
205.
He was there.
He was there.
He was there.
They ran away and go to register because of the popularity of the Orange movement. They go to record to do what?
Register.
To register ODM. They realized that a gentleman called Manyara had already registered the ODM.
They registered
as a
ODM
party.
Kenya.
And they registered ODM Kenya together with Kalonzo Musyoka.
And
This one was done
and
by Manzo.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
And then when they decide now to go against Kibaki in 2007, Kalonzo refuses that, no, I cannot, I have to be the presidential candidate. Then Raila is left partyless. Raila goes back to Imanyara and pleads with Imanyara, please give me this thing. At that point, in my opinion, the ODM party belonged to the estate of Raila Odinga and not the estate of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. So if we are looking at the estate of Raila Odinga and we are looking at ODM as an item in the estate of Raila Odinga, then I would say that even if you went back home in the Luo culture, we have Ot, Ute.
Yes.
We have the Ot that belongs to Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, that belongs to Oburu Odinga. We have Ot that belongs to Raila Odinga. We have the lady in Kisumu.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah.
So if ODM is this fund, this ODM does not cross to your brother's house because that is problematic. And Winnie is looking at this big estate that is crossing at night. And when does it cross, Mr. Ubuya? Raila dies in India.
Yes.
There is mourning in the home state.
Yeah.
But the item in our estate at night is changing hands.
Now, ODM number one is registered as a public party.
That is you say.
The register, I want to be very constitutional oriented focus. Number one, my brother, ODM is registered by the Register of Political Parties.
Okay.
It is registered as a public entity.
Okay.
And if you look at the stakeholders, I don't think Winnie and Raila's children are coming, other than as member politicians. They do not feature at the Register of Political Parties as bona fide successors of the demise.
Mr. Ubuya, that is out here in the streets.
Yes.
That is the constitution. But we know.
Yes.
Right now,
Yes.
if you go to the Registrar of Parties,
Yes.
okay. Right now we have the party for Wamunyoro.
Yes.
It is in his pocket. And the other day he was chasing people away that did not want to give him money.
My good friend Wamunyoro.
So these things,
Yes.
they belong to individuals. So you can go as much as you want and say that this belongs to the people. But when we go back home, even when you and people are vying and people want to become a governor and so on and so forth, and they want to become ODM nominees, they would all march. They would all wait at Shell's petrol station.
My brother Jagero. I mentioned earlier that I've been around.
Yeah.
Number one, I am someone who I don't fear telling the truth.
Okay.
It is, I defied ODM at some point when I was still a member on the leadership of Nairobi County Assembly. And Raila really said, you are right, but because we think otherwise, then you'll have to toe the line, which I agreed. I want to tell you authoritative that constitutionally, leadership of ODM is as much as the Raila Odinga family, outside Jaramogi family, they have the voice. And respectfully, I believe the person who have the voice who would make ODM stronger is Mama Ida Odinga. How I pray that Mama Ida Odinga, because she's the voice of reason. The politics of Winnie Odinga, I don't think is the politics that I can subscribe to now. I would pray, how I pray, that Mama Ida Odinga comes out strongly to participate in getting herself elected or appointed, but through consensus by majority of ODM members to lead ODM. I am telling you that will reorganize ODM and will give a lot of flavor to ODM. But
that is very interesting.
Yes, so I would tell you, I have seen Winnie Odinga. I have no problem. She's aggressive.
Where do you think?
But Winnie Odinga must learn to learn. There is no lacuna. In leadership. That is what informed the assumption of Dr. Oburu Odinga as the acting party leader. He took this in acting capacity.
If you were a political consultant,
yes,
and Winnie showed up at your office,
yes,
what do you tell Winnie to do?
I would tell Winnie that, number one, go back home and support your uncle.
Okay.
Go back home and support your mother and reorganize. Deal with the most basic underlying issues. Things that made Raila Odinga to lose to William Ruto at 200,000 votes, while Luo's only 760,000 did not vote. Underlying issues. Deal with those. Rebuild ODM. She's young. Let Mama Ida Odinga come out, support Dr. Oburu Odinga. You understand? If Mama Odinga can come out as the next, how I pray that Mama Odinga becomes the next ODM party leader, that would give ODM fire. Because she's a mother who's very understanding. But Winnie Odinga is someone who I think Winnie is too entitled. And this self-entitlement, these are the things that why I am in UDA. This is why I'm a politician, because we don't, leadership is not inheritance of family members. It's not inheritance. So we must let ODM to grow. And Oburu Odinga is sober, his age is sober, and if he's holding brief for ODM to reorganize itself, I don't think there's anything wrong for him to hold brief as to avoid lacuna. You understand?
Yes.
So that when NDC comes, like the way my sister Winnie prays, then ODM would, and this should come at a time that there's no emotions, that people have healed. Let me tell you, Kenyans and ODM, including people like us who have associated with Raila, we have not healed from the death of Raila Odinga. People need time to heal. And how I pray that they give Oburu Odinga time to hold brief for them. They reorganize themselves. Otherwise, if they do not listen to me and the voice of reason, like it is showing, we saw what happened at the funeral of my sister, my auntie Beryl Odinga the other day. And if it pushed Mama Ida to work, take the microphone and intervene and reintroduce herself that my name is Dr. Mama Ida Odinga. I am speaking on behalf of the Jaramogi family. Stop making chaos. That tells you that order is no longer there. That tells you that people who are aggressive like Gladys, I'll already have seen that, kuna kanyama iko pale, and they are going for it. And being of ambitious is very dangerous. Gladys, be ambitious. I know you're ambitious.
I want to ask you one last thing about ODM, and then I want to go to politics of the country.
Yes.
In 2027, do you think there are going to be fair elections in ODM in the 2027 general election? Nominations.
As ODM is a very strong ally for Kenya Kwanza government. ODM is a founder, strong member for broad-based government. As a member of UDA, we need ODM, and we need a more organized ODM. And that is why I authoritatively speak about ODM, because we are members in our coalition partners, and we are looking forward that coalition should move to form the next government jointly with ODM. And I would really pray that that happens. That requires that ODM must work on how they conduct their party primaries, because that would make my party leader, Dr. William Ruto, to have more votes. I don't want to see what happened in Kasipul by-election, where I registered about 70,000 registered voters. Only 36,000 turned up and voted. Where was the 40,000 voters? That's apathy. And can you imagine if we can have nearly 50% of all registered voters in all the constituencies in Luo Nyanza having an apathy and not turning up to vote for William Ruto, then we would better have ourselves with kura inatoshana na panya, like the one that we gave him, and have partnership with other Kenyans.
You guys as UDA wants to win the election in 2027.
We lost elections. We won elections in 2022. We are not going to lose elections in 2027.
Yeah, but you had the entire Mount Kenya voting for you, which have actually taken off.
Said who? We had elections in Mount Kenya the other day by election, and UDA won. We won in Mount Kenya. So our perception by a few political
They
elites
said
in
that
Mount
you
Kenya,
stole the votes in Mount Kenya.
I don't think so.
They said that there was violence, there was voter pilfering.
There was violence, yes, but there were isolated violence that was started by one JB Muturi.
Stop spinning this, Mr. Buya.
It's on record.
Yeah, but he was just going after a young man over a ditch. He was like,
that young man is a Kenyan who believed that he should vote for maybe another political party that JB Muturi does not subscribe to. That did not give JB Muturi the mandate of the judicial bench to become the judge, the prosecutor, and the jailer.
By the way, what did the young man do? It is not clear what he did.
It is not very clear, but from the allocation between them, he must have stood for being an agent for another political party.
Probably UDA.
Most likely. Most likely. Most likely. Yes.
For the Luo Nyanza are going to vote for William Ruto. Who are they going to vote for? You said
yes
that when we were seated over there, you said that
yes.
we are going to be talking about post-Ruto in 2032.
Yes.
And I'm wondering, why are you skipping 2027? Kwani, how sure are you?
2027, I want to tell you.
Okay.
I have looked around. William Ruto has got no opponent.
We have a very strong opponent in Kalonzo Musyoka. We have a very strong opponent in Maraga. We have a very strong opponent in Jimmy Wanjigi. What are you talking about?
No. Kalonzo Musyoka is my friend. He does not have, number one, Kalonzo Musyoka equally has problems in how he manages regional politics in Ukambani. The way
are they tired of him?
I don't think they're really tired of him, but quite a majority, because there are so many people who are elected in Ukambani by other political parties other than Wiper. That tells you that there is that space, at least in Cumberland. But there are a number of things that requires that for one to gain quite a percentage across the nation. And I don't think Kalonzo Musyoka can pull that now. If you look at the statements made by Rigiji, the statements made by Matiang'i, the withdrawal of Matiang'i blowing hot and cold, that tells you that everybody is very individually oriented.
Do you think that at the tail end of this primary, so to speak,
yes,
primaries,
yes, so
to speak, before 2027 elections,
yeah,
do you see the United Opposition holding together? Or you guys are already talking to some of them?
No, of course, we can't miss talking, because politics, William Ruto, myself, and many other people in Kenya Kwanza and UDA, we believe in the politics of inclusivity. We are going for everyone, including Kalonzo Musyoka, there's nothing wrong with us engaging DCP leadership. We will reach out Personally, Rigiji is my friend. Belong before when he was Dio. When I was.
But I want.
If I find him, I will tell him.
I want to interview him, and I can't find his people.
I'll get you one of his people. I have their contacts. I'll reach out to them so that you come and ask him. Yeah. And when you find him,
I spoke with Maraga yesterday.
Yes, and tell the DCP that we want to have a more united Kenya, and we only have a problem with a few things around him. But as a citizen, we have no problem with him in UDA. And we'll reach out to every citizen in Kenya to vote for William Ruto.
Thank you very much, Mr. I think that was a great conversation, 1.5 hours almost.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for coming to Political Headache. It's a pleasure. I'm very interested, by the way, in the politics of Luo Nyanza. Yes. First of all, as a Nilot and as a Kenyan. So thank you very much for gracing.
You asked me something.
Yeah? Yes.
You asked me something. Why are we, as Luos, young Luos, behind William Ruto? Post-2027. Post-2027.
Why are you behind William Ruto?
Post-2027. The election, we are not only supporting William Ruto for his re-election only. We are supporting William Ruto for his re-election because we believe in him, and we believe his re-election will give our community and most of us an infrastructure to form the government.
You think so?
It will happen.
Will Ruto give? Will Ruto go back to the?
We are going to form government after William Ruto.
You mean the Luo Nyanza?
We are going to form government.
Is he going to support you?
No, we'll reach out to him when time comes. He's a friend.
That is the most interesting thing.
We will reach out today. We'll reach out, and we believe in William Ruto's leadership, and his leadership, the work is going, his legacy, because we are part and parcel of that legacy, will give us an infrastructure, and we are in this to also form government.
Do you think that he thinks that the Luos deserve it probably in 2032? We have given it to a lot of tribes.
William Ruto believes in inclusivity. William Ruto believes in all tribes in Kenya. And people in our community, all regimes have isolated our community by design, by choice. We've been isolated. We have seen how Raila Odinga's leadership in 2007 was taken away from him when we had the early lead.
Thank you very much, sir. All right, people of the internet, thank you very much for listening in. This was Political Headache, and this was Kennedy Obuya. Are you vying for any seat in 2027?
2027, I'm going for Karachuonyo constituency.
Karachuonyo. Who is your competitor?
The next election for Karachuonyo constituency, the next election, when there is the next election, if it is 2027.
Karachuonyo is the sister to Kasipul.
Yes, the mother of Kasipul.
This is where Ogindo was.
This is where my friend, the tallest man in Parliament, Honorable Andrew Adipu Kume, is. Today. He was my worthy competitor in 2022.
Is he going for governor? No,
tuko na yeye, and he's a good friend. A very reliable, sober leader.
I wish you the best, brother. You are going with UDA?
UDA is my party.
Oh, great. Congratulations, and thank you very much. People of the internet, please consider subscribing to our YouTube account. Follow us on our social media accounts. Until another episode, bye for now.